Hello everyone and welcome back to Hills and Hollers Homestead. I'm Mike and I got the wife with me tonight. Say hello.
Hello.
Tonight we are putting the rice. We had a 20-pound bag of basmati rice that we bought at Sam's Club for what, $18? I think it was about it's a 20-pound bag and I think it was about $18. So to get it out of that bag and get it in good, solid, airtight storage where it's not going to get wet or bugs and stuff aren't going to get into it, use those ragu jars from previous videos, and we are putting oxygen absorbers in the top of each one. So one 300cc oxygen absorber in each one, and that's probably a bit overkill, but we pack the rice in. So each one of these jars will hold 6 cups of rice. A serving size of rice is a 1/4 cup. So with 6 cups, there would be, what, 24 meals out of each jar. For a family of 4, you're going to look at 24 meals in each jar. Now that's not a complete meal, but that is... Or 6 meals, I'm sorry.
24 servings.
Yes, 24 servings, 6 meals in each jar. These oxygen absorbers, when you put those in there, they will actually kind of self-seal these jars, and because they will absorb all of the air and the oxygen out of that, so it doesn't allow bacteria or anything to grow in it. So each one, we labeled the jar, 6 cups of rice, November 2011, and put on the back of it that a 1/4 cup per serving. So 1 cup will serve on a family of 4, and with 6 cups in each one of those jars will do good. Now we ended up with a little extra, not enough to fill another jar, but we were able to fill that one. So about what, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jars.
And then
we'll say what,
cups. So
8.
2 more meals in that.
Yeah, so 2 more meals in this, and there's 2 cups in this one. And this one, I'm not going to put an oxygen absorber in. I'm just going to pull it on the vacuum sealer and seal it like that. But that's tonight. We were going to do the chickens. Now these are chickens that we've raised and processed here on the farm. These are pasture raised, non-GMO, soy-free chickens. They're Cornish cross, and they are all about 7-pound carcasses is what we ended up with. They were 9 weeks, 4 days when we processed this bunch, and this was the second bunch. I took them out of the deep freeze on Wednesday, put them in the refrigerator to thaw, and they're still frozen. So tonight's, we were going to can tonight, but we didn't. And we decided, well, we'll just wait. And the kids have been drawing and playing on paper. We just decided we'd let them go ahead and finish thawing out. They're not completely frozen solid, but they're still pretty solid. We'll let them thaw another day or so here in the refrigerator, and then we'll start canning some of these chickens. And there's 5 of them here. There's still pretty much a half a freezer full, half a chest freezer full. So there's still a bunch of them. But this is the rice, and like I said, this was just an easy way to do this. And it's going to seal it up. Rice isn't going to go bad as long as it doesn't get wet and bugs don't get in it. By putting it in these jars, these things do seal right back up. And putting the oxygen absorber in there, we'll check it in a couple days, and these things should start to actually pull in on the sides just a little bit, and because it'll literally like vacuum seal it from the inside. So with that good rubber ring on these lids still, you see one right there. So it's still got that little rubber ring, and they do seal pretty tight. You can't squeeze air in them and or out of it when you put the lid on it, so they should seal up pretty good. So there we go. That's the rice, and man, there's what, 8 of them there? So there's 48. Is that right? Yep, that's 48 meals. Well, I wouldn't call it a full meal, but in a have-to situation, there it is. Well, probably a little bit more, but that's all right. So the rice is done. The beans we're going to do, very simple. We're going to do the beans in just regular canning jars, and we'll just vacuum seal those in there because I've got 1 ragu jar left, and that's not going to be enough for all the beans. But that's the rice. Very simple. Like I said, you know what your serving size is. You can estimate a 1/4 cup out of each one of these, and I didn't want to take up a whole bunch of space by using a bunch of these, so I'm using less space by putting 6 cups in each of these. All right, so we figured we'd just go ahead and do it while we had everything out and was just sealing stuff up. So we took these half-gallon jars and we put our beans in it. Now, we did a little different than what everybody else does. Any of these videos you watch, people are just taking the beans out of their original package and just pouring them in, and you end up with jars full of beans. And we opted just to go ahead, because we had like the little 1-pound bags of beans, and we just go ahead and put them down in there, and then we vacuum sealed them, because these are sealed. These are absolutely sealed with the vacuum sealer. And with our count, let's see, there's 2 1 pound, there's 2 pounds of beans there. There's a couple, there's a 15 bean soup. There's pinto beans. There's a Great Northern. Great big bag of Great Northern. And then here you got Great Northern, Navy, Navy. And then over here you got the ham and beans that are the pinto style. And they got well, this one has the flavor pack in it, the 15 bean soup. So what would we figure, Emily? About 16 meals right
Probably
there?
about 16, maybe a few more depending on if you've got ham or anything else to put in with them, and if you make something to go along with it.
Okay, so
with the kids, yeah, probably at least 16.
So at least 16 meals right there, or add 16 meals just in these jars. And honestly and truly, they're in their original package. And when you put them in these jars like this and you're vacuum sealing, you're pulling all the air up out of that jar. So you're not worried about any contamination or anything growing in there. You probably have more of a risk, believe it or not, of taking these things out of their original package and dumping them in here and getting your hands and the oils in your skin and stuff on there. There's probably more risk in that than there is with this. Now, these, I did poke a hole in each little bag. But these we didn't. We forgot to. And when you put these things under vacuum, as you pull the air out, these bags will inflate. Okay, and that's absolutely fine, because when you break this seal, those things will they crunch right down. They actually the bags will vacuum seal when you break this seal. So it's a very poor oxygen environment, probably a no oxygen environment realistically. So 16 meals here, plus all the rice. These will all go downstairs in the pantry. And, there you go. So that's just an easy way of doing it. And like I said, it's probably not the most optimum use of, because there is empty space in these jars. But they're sealed up. They're preserved nonetheless. They're shelf stable. Now, this is why I tell you guys every time I talk about water and stuff like that. Like, like FEMA says you should have 1 gallon of water per person per day in the household. And I tell you, go for 1.5 gallons. FEMA actually includes the extra little bit of water for, like, cleaning, sanitation, cooking, and stuff like that. How much water do you think it's going to take to cook beans? Usually takes a good bit of water.
Takes about 12 cups.
About 12 cups for what, a 1 pound bag?
14, yeah.
For a 1 pound bag, so you're looking at 12 to 14 cups.
And then by the time you cook them,
So,
you're about 12 to 14 cups.
So 12 to 14 cups by the time you rinse them and then you cook them. And then with your rice, everybody knows that rice takes a lot of water. And, so
1 cup of water to 1 cup of rice. At least.
1 cup of water to 1 cup of rice. So there's 6 cups of water for 6 cups of rice. Is that right? Or is it 1 cup of water per quarter cup?
I don't know. Probably.
Don't remember. Pulling out Google Earth. What'd you do with it? Where's the bag? The rice bag?
I threw it away already.
You threw it away already. All right. So anyways, the good thing about this is being in its original label is you're not having to guess. You know what's in here nutrition-wise.
2 cups of water.
2 cups of water per what?
Per 1 cup of rice.
So 12 cups of water for this entire jar full of rice. All right. So that's why I tell you guys 1.5 gallons per person per day. And you have anything extra is bonus. That's it in a nutshell. Anything you have extra is bonus. So, this is good. This is going to be good pretty much indefinitely, especially when those oxygen absorbers really start to pull the rest of whatever little bit of air is in there. These things will hold 6 cups, but I had to sit there and kind of pat them down pretty good, and it pretty much filled them up to just about a 1/2 inch below the very top of the lip. So that 300 cc oxygen absorber will really take the rest of the air out of that. Rice tends to pack pretty well, so there's not a lot of airspace in there like there would be with beans. But that's why we just went ahead and vacuum sealed these with the vacuum sealer and didn't really have to worry about too much with the oxygen absorber. But your oxygen absorbers, now these things you have to put, as soon as you open them, if you're not sealing them up like this, they have to go in a jar of their own, because that's exactly what they do. They absorb oxygen. That doesn't mean your house is going to cave in on you. That just means they're going to go bad if you don't put them in there in a jar and seal them up. And she vacuum sealed this jar, so all the air's out of that. So every time we need them, we just open it up, put them in there, and that's it. So that's it. We'll get the rest of our mess cleaned up. Our original plan with the chicken again got knocked down the tubes there because they're not completely thawed, and I'm not going to sit here and try to get them thawed out and try to work everything. But that's the beans, that's the rice, and that's it for this evening.
Chicken to come.
And the chicken will be coming probably in the next couple days. We'll try to get that going. In the meantime, give us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe to our channel, hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every time a new video is put up there. Thank you guys. Take care. Be safe if you're going to be hunting this week. Good luck and God bless.